Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All Krishna Shri Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to this morning's Bhagavatam class. Today we'll be discussing from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 6, verse 68, and the chapter is entitled The Glories of Advaitacharya, Sri Advaitacharya, and we're very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and all Krishna Shri Prabhupada Maharaj.
Hari Hari.
And it's all yours, Maharaj.
My obeisances. Bring up the verse a little higher. It's a little low. Okay, there you go. This is a Srimad Bhagavatam verse, actually.
It looks like it, Maharaj, because it's very long.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Api bata madhu-puryām ārya-putro dhunāste smarati pitṛ-gehān saumya bandhūṁś gopān kvacid api kathāṁ na kiṅkariṇāṁ gṛṇīte bhujam aguru-sugandhaṁ mūrdhny adhāsyat kadā. O Uddhava, this is the gopis speaking. It is indeed regrettable that Kṛṣṇa resides in Mathurā, but does he remember his father, household affairs, and his friends, the cowherd boys? Oh, great soul, does he ever talk about us, his maidservants? When will he lay on our heads his aguru-scented hand? This verse appears in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:47-21. in the section known as Brahmara Gita. When Uddhava came to Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani, in complete separation from Kṛṣṇa, sang like this. Continue. Okay. Tambasaranata Rata Srimad Radhika Samdahata Salam Say Paraman Adhika Tenho Yava Dasa Haina Sevana Charanam Yanra Prema Guna Kṛṣṇa Vada Aknuksana. What to speak of the other gopis, even Radhika, who in every respect is the most elevated of all, and who has bound Sri Kṛṣṇa forever by her loving attributes, serves his feet as his maidservant. Nanata Ramanam Prastha Kwasa Kwasa Maha-bhujam Dasyate Kripanayam Me Sakya Darsana Samhinam. O my Lord, O my husband, O my dear beloved, Almighty Arm Lord, where are you? Where are you? O my friend, reveal yourself to your maidservant, who is very much aggrieved by your absence. This verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:30-39. When the rasa dance was going on in full swing, Kṛṣṇa left all the gopis and took only Srimati Radharani with him. At that time, all the gopis lamented, and Srimati Radharani, being proud of her position, requested Kṛṣṇa to carry her wherever he liked. Then Kṛṣṇa immediately disappeared from the scene, and Srimati Radharani began to lament. Om-agyantimirandasya ganajana salakaya Chaksun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gopāni Pacharine Rasesa Suryavari Pasyatya De Satarna Pancha Kalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaja Patitaram Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrindam. Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Krishna is unlimited, and his pastimes are unlimited in all areas of his activities, whether they're in the material world, and of course, automatically in the spiritual world. And so the king of all Krishna's Leelas is the rasa dance. That's mentioned by Satyavrat Muni when he glorifies Damodar in the Damodarastakam prayers in the very last line of the last verse. Can't remember the actual words, but indirectly he talks about Radharani and the rasa dance as being the pinnacle of all Krishna's pastimes. Because in that particular pastime, Krishna reveals himself in his highest form as Rasa Vaisa, the person who is tasting deeply his own loving rasas with his intimate associates on the highest level of rasa, which is madhurya rasa. Intensification of rasas start with neutrality or shantaras, dasyaras, sakyaras, vatsayaras, and madhuryaras. Each of these have a slight bit more transcendental happiness contained with it. It's like you might describe it as different types of sweeteners. You might have, like, I don't know how to explain it, gore, and you have molasses, and then you have sugar cane, and you have rock candy, which is concentrated sugar at its highest. So in the same way, the different relationships with Krishna in the spiritual world have intensification of sweetness that is increasing as it goes all the way up to the madhurya rasa. So in madhurya rasa, here it's mentioned Krishna was dancing with his gopis. Krishna dances he dances the rasa dance you might say every day, but twice a year there is the Maharasa dance, where all the gopis come, and that's done in the Sharat season and in the Vasant season, both in spring and in fall. Here, this refers to the one in the Sharat season, which is the king of all rasa dances. And when Krishna was dancing with the girls, Krishna expanded himself to be with each and every gopi. And each and every gopi is thinking that Krishna is only with me. And they were enjoying the dance with Krishna. This is also a very interesting philosophical point. Although God is the supreme source of everything that exists, he can be with everyone at the same time, and that person will think he's only with me. Sometimes the Christians talk about that I can't remember exactly the phrase, but it's more like an experience of the Lord that is so intense that no one can even imagine that it's anywhere else but where they are. But here, the gopis were also feeling like that. But then, Krishna was thinking that I cannot be fully satisfied only by Srimati Radharani. Only she can satisfy me to my ultimate. Krishna has an unlimited desire to experience love. He wants it in the topmost because he's topmost. He's the best in every category of existence, and love is his main feature. So only she could satisfy him completely. So he decided to leave the rasa dance. And at that time, all the gopis were feeling lost. And of course, sometimes it says that Radharani actually left the rasa dance first, and then Krishna, feeling without her presence, he was thinking, well, why stay? So he came after her. The other gopis, when they realized Krishna was no longer with them, they went looking for him throughout the forest, and they were asking the trees, the birds, the deer, the various creepers that were growing, have you seen, Krishna? And every time they never got an answer. So they were thinking, then they would conjecture by their own transcendental ecstasy that these living entities are not speaking because Krishna told them not to say anything. They would always say some reason why they were not, or they were too busy to answer their questions. It was like a kind of a madness that comes with transcendental happiness. So they were looking and looking and looking and couldn't find Krishna. Krishna at one point took the form of Narayan, and he was standing there in 4 arms. And then the gopi said, oh, let's ask Narayan where Krishna is. Maybe they know, maybe he knows. So they offered their obeisances to Narayan. They weren't interested in Narayan because the residents of Vrindavan are only interested in Krishna. You can give them any form of the Lord, and that's very nice, but even though it's God, still they want Krishna. So they were asking Narayan, and Narayan was completely quiet. He didn't say anything. So they got discouraged, and then they went on. And then they kept looking and looking and never finding. And then Krishna and Radharani happened to meet. Krishna was actually looking for her, and he found her. And then they decided to enjoy together. So Krishna took her and placed her on his shoulders, and they went frolicking through the woods. Now, Radharani started to feel a little bit proud that she was given exclusive attention by Krishna. And Krishna immediately noted that pride because he knows everything. And then he decided to give her a little lesson. So he was running, and he came by a tree that had a branch that was kind of low. So he went under, and Radharani, in order not to get hit by the branch, she grabbed on. And then she was dangling there, and Krishna left. Very well. So yeah, and then Radharani lamented the loss. So sometimes if we get a little bit proud of our success in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will leave us hanging somewhere. And then we have to lament, oh boy, I had Krishna, oh, look at it, I just blew the whole thing. I was thinking in the wrong way, I was acting in the wrong way, and now Krishna's gone. So, Krishna won't smash you, he'll just leave you. And you'll feel kind of an emptiness, and that is due to your, what we say, feeling a little bit overly happy, proud of one's success in Krishna consciousness, or for any reason that may cause one to develop pride. It's very important to always realize that the process is a process of mercy. And when Krishna, we make an effort to serve the Lord and to engage in various types of activities which are pleasing to the Lord and the devotees. But only when Krishna gives his mercy is there any, what we say, feelings of success or happiness. He's very merciful, but if we become a little bit proud, then the mercy comes in a different way, and he forgets us. And if we continue to be proud, then after some time, we will start to feel like, what's wrong? So this pride has to be immediately removed. Krishna doesn't leave you, you don't fall down immediately when you become proud, but if you keep that pride going for some time, it leads to a fall down in Krishna consciousness. Okay, next verse. And this is, okay, Chaitanya Charitam. Dvarakate Rukmini Ada Yetaka Mahisi Tanharo Apanake Mane Kṛṣṇa Dasi. In Dwarkadam, all the queens, headed by Rukmini, also consider themselves maidservants of Lord Kṛṣṇa. The queens are actually expansions of the gopis. So they are also maidservants. Yes. Next verse. This is another verse from Bhagavatam. Charyaya mahitam urihadakarmukesu rajasvajaya bata sankarat. No, that's the wrong verse. Charyaya mahitam urihadakarmukeshu rajasvajaya bata sankaritangrirenuhu. Ninyam Ragendra Ivabhaga Avakmayuktam Tatstri Niketa Charanastu Mamarchanaya. Translation. When Jarasandha and the other kings, bows and arrows upraised, stood ready to deliver me in charity to Shishupal, he forcibly took me from his midst as a lion takes its share of goats and sheep. The dust of his lotus feet is therefore the crown of unconquerable soldiers. May those lotus feet, which are the shelter of the goddess of fortune, be the object of my worship. This is the verse spoken by Rukmini from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:83. Rukmini was mentioned to be married to Shishupal, but she didn't want to get married to Shishupal. So Kṛṣṇa, she sent a letter by some messenger to Kṛṣṇa saying, please save me. She glorified Kṛṣṇa and she wanted to become his, dutiful wife. And so when Kṛṣṇa received that, he came with his armies. And in the midst of all these other kings, it says here, stood ready to deliver me to the Shishupal. He took me forcibly as a lion takes its share of goats. So in other words, Kṛṣṇa, in the midst of all of these other kings who were surrounded, even Jarasandha, who was a very powerful king, Kṛṣṇa defeated him. Well, actually, Balaram led the armies, and Balaram stood and started to fight with all of them, along with the armies, while Kṛṣṇa ran away with Rukmini. Sounds like something you shouldn't do in the material world. But it happens in the spiritual. Anything Kṛṣṇa does is transcendently correct, because he is the supreme enjoyer, and he always works for the benefit of all living entities. To foil these kings who are not qualified to have such a wife as Queen Rukmini, and at the same time to satisfy Rukmini, who is his dedicated devotee, Kṛṣṇa performed this pastime. Text from 74. Tapas charitim agyaya swapada sparsanasaya sakyopetyam grihit padim sahatam grihamarjani. Knowing me to be the performing austerities, knowing me to be performing austerities with a desire to touch his feet, he came with his friend Arjuna and accepted my hand. Yet I'm but a maidservant engaged in sweeping the floor of the house of Sri Kṛṣṇa. Like the previous verse, this verse appears in the 83rd chapter of the 10th canto in connection with the meeting of the family ladies of the Kuru and Yadu dynasties at Samanta Panchaka, At that time of the meeting, the queen of Kṛṣṇa named Kalindi spoke to Draupadi in this way. So here was another episode of Kṛṣṇa marrying one of the queens, Kalindi. And also some were done one way, some were done another way. Here it says, Kṛṣṇa was fulfilling the desires of these ladies who were qualified to become his wives. Not everyone can become the wife of Kṛṣṇa. But it says in the Shastras that all women are Kṛṣṇa's wives. So what to do? Put in your petition and stand in line. He's there, but you don't have to stand in line because he can be with everybody at the same time. Okay, next. Atmaramasyate tasyema vayu vagrihadaksikaha sarvasanga nivrityada tapasacha bahuvima. Translation. Through austerity and through renunciation of all attachment, we have become maidservants in the home of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is satisfied in himself. So Draupadi is finding out from all of the queens what was their story and how they became the wife of Kṛṣṇa. So this is also from the same chapter. Was spoken to Draupadi by the queen of Kṛṣṇa named Lakshmana. So there were 8 principal queens: Kalindi, Lakshmana, Rukmini, and there's a Satyabhama was one, Jambavati. There was 8 altogether. Okay, next verse. Draupadi wants to know all of their stories. This is what this section is about. Aniraki kata baladeva mahasayam yanvabhava sudan sakya vatsalari maya. What to speak of others? Even Lord Baladev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is full of emotions like pure friendship and paternal love. Purport. Although Lord Baladev appeared before the birth of Lord Kṛṣṇa and is therefore Kṛṣṇa's worshipful elder brother, he used to act as Kṛṣṇa's eternal servant. In the spiritual sky, all the Vaikuntha planets are predominated by the quadruple expansions of Kṛṣṇa known as Chaturvyuha. They are direct expansions of Baladev. It is the singularity of the Supreme Lord that everyone in the spiritual sky thinks himself a servitor of the Lord. According to social convention, one may be superior to Kṛṣṇa, but factually everyone engages in his service. Therefore, in the spiritual sky or the material sky, in all the different planets, no one is able to supersede Lord Kṛṣṇa or demand service from him. On the contrary, everyone engages in the service of Lord Kṛṣṇa. As such, the more a person engages in the service of the Lord, the more he is important. And conversely, the more one is bereft of the transcendental service of Kṛṣṇa, the more he invites the bad fortune of material condemnation. Continue. In the material world, although materialists want to become one with God or compete with God, everyone directly or indirectly engages in the service of the Lord. The more one is forgetful of the service of Kṛṣṇa, the more he is considered to be dying. Therefore, when one develops pure Kṛṣṇa consciousness, he immediately develops his eternal servitorship to Kṛṣṇa. So here, Kṛṣṇa, it says, Yeyatam nam prapadyante, tam stataiva bhajami aham, mama vartmanu vartante manusya partya sarvashaham. as one approaches me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Kunti. So Kṛṣṇa speaks this in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that everyone is his servant. Some are serving him directly as the Supreme Lord through the process of bhakti, and others are serving his external energy, the Maya energy, which is also his energy. So no one can not serve the Lord, even though those who in the material world are serving him indirectly through his agency, the material energy, which is also acting as a master, because no one can supersede the material energy. Therefore, everyone has to bow down to the material energy and accept the rules and regulations given by the external energy as a means to manipulate and maneuver through this material world. Material energy is powerful because it is actually a manifestation of Kṛṣṇa's energy to rule this whole material existence. So everyone is serving the Lord. Here, Baladeva is the example. Although he appeared before Kṛṣṇa, still he serves the Lord in different ways. In neutrality, he serves as paraphernalia of the Lord, his bedstead, his umbrella, his shoes, his transcendental clothing, his the mridanga is called Balaram Mridanga also. Arti paraphernalia is none different than Balaram. In some cases, not all cases, some jewelry is also non-different than Balaram. In Dasya Ras, he serves in different ways. In Sakya Ras, he serves as a friend of Kṛṣṇa. And in Vatsalya Ras, he serves as a older brother of Kṛṣṇa who takes care of Kṛṣṇa under the guidance of Mother Yasoda to make sure Kṛṣṇa behaves. That doesn't work though. Kṛṣṇa does what he wants. And in Madhurya Ras, he becomes the younger sister of Radharani, known as Ananda Manjari, and also performs rasa dance with Kṛṣṇa in the mood of a gopi. So yeah, these are the different categories based on the rasas that Balaram performs service to the Supreme Lord himself, although he is the Supreme Lord. Nityananda also served Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lakshmana served Sri Ram. All of them are the same persons reappearing in different leelas, but the Balaram, Nityananda, Lakshmana, they're all the same person assisting the Adi Purush, the Supreme Personality, Kṛṣṇa, Ram, or Lord Chaitanya in their service. So this is very instructive for all. We can never be anything but servant. That is our actual position. The question is, we can be a good servant, we can be a not so good servant, we can be a terrible servant, or we can just decide to serve his external energy, the Maya energy. And then we get kicked by that Maya energy. And then we wonder why we're getting kicked, because we're outside of our actual position of serving the Supreme Lord through the process of devotion, which is the nature of the soul's existence. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kamunai Swavinari Siddhi Chitte Kodiye Udai, in the hearts of all living entities. Pure love for Kṛṣṇa exists. It's not to be brought in from anywhere, not to be created by any activity. It is naturally there within the hearts of all living entities. So one the devotional service is the process by revealing that natural attraction for the Lord in the form of devotional service. And when that service becomes fully mature, then one qualifies to again associate with the Lord in the spiritual world after one leaves this body. So yeah, we can, just like one time they asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, how many disciples do you have? He says, I have no disciples. They are all my masters. I learned something from each and every one of them. So if one identifies themselves with something external as one's identity, that is called illusion. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a sannyasi, I'm a guru, I'm a temple president, I'm a yatra leader, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever else you put yourself in. These are all things that we adopt in terms of our service or our needs in this world. But we have only one identity, Jiva Surupai Kṛṣṇa Nityadas. That's our only identity. We are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord, but we also have a special way to serve the Lord in the spiritual world, and that will be revealed as one makes progress towards the goal of life. But everyone is only a servant. And when you understand this principle, you're happy. And you're always thinking how to serve. And when you're thinking of how to serve, you're never thinking, what can I get? You're thinking, what can I give? And when you think, what can I give? You get everything. So if you really want to be happy, just try to serve. That's all. Look for ways to serve. And if you can't find ways to serve, then ask someone who can guide you, such as a spiritual master or someone in that position, and find happiness in the service. And there's so many ways you can serve. So one can also, in many cases, adopt a particular way that they find likable and serve in that way. And whatever we're doing, we're only serving. We're chanting the holy names, we're serving Kṛṣṇa by glorifying Kṛṣṇa, by chanting his holy name. We're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're actually getting transcendental knowledge. That knowledge will help us in our activities in devotional service. So that's also service. So everything is about service. Prabhupada said, you come to Kṛṣṇa consciousness and you learn to serve. That's all. It's all about service. Okay, and service has so many manifestations of varieties, how to serve. We're serving in this world. We can't get away from it. We serve our family members. We serve our country. We serve our fellow human beings. Everyone is serving, even in this world. One is thinking, I'm master, but that master is playing the role of a master only, because he's actually performing activities so he can gain something. But what is he gaining? He's actually gaining the opportunity to do some service. But he doesn't see it that way. He sees it as he's in a position of receiving service. Even those who receive service have to give service in order to continue to receive service. The service is everything, because that's the reason why we're in the material world. We have forgotten our relationship with Kṛṣṇa as his eternal servant. Okay, so we don't want to lose Anasuya too quickly, so let's stop here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, August Sri Prabhupada and you Marge. I stopped sharing and I request devotees, if you can turn on your videos, please do so. Wherever possible, whatever you're doing, it really does not matter as long as you have each other's association. And if you have any questions, please do raise your hand or you can put it in the chat and I'll be happy to read it. Marge, when you were speaking about the pastime of Radha and Kṛṣṇa, and you mentioned a point that Kṛṣṇa doesn't smash us, but he will leave us. Marge, what is the difference? I'm trying to differentiate in my mind. But sometimes we use this lingo, that, Kṛṣṇa is purifying me. what is the difference between getting purified and being smashed? Because sometimes, Maharaj, when we get purified, we feel like we're being smashed. Or is there a difference, Maharaj?
There is a difference. Getting smashed means there is some difficulty that arises in your execution of devotional service. In other words, one of the things is you start to actually lose your enthusiasm for service. You might justify it in different ways, but these are examples of being proud. But Kṛṣṇa leaving you is just a reminder that, you're in the wrong consciousness. That means that could be rectified very easy. But when you continually develop that mood of pride, then you'll start losing your enthusiasm, or you'll start looking towards material life again for some kind of satisfaction. That happens too. When devotees lose the taste in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, they start looking somewhere else for that taste. And
So much, I'm sorry.
Dangerous.
So much pride, when one is proud, they start to lose enthusiasm and start looking more.
May not happen immediately, but if it continues, then you'll see that after a while things will change. Pride causes you to be intolerant of others.
Okay. It's really powerful, Marge. Thank you. Daria, go ahead. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, the Maharaj. So actually a follow-up question of your question, like when we can recognize that, oh, maybe I'm losing enthusiasm or like starting seeing things that I go wrong in a direction, like what should we do then?
You start reflecting, why is it happening? You should be able to see, based on your experience, and to see, actually, the thing is, are you feeling enthusiastic? Are you feeling happy in Kṛṣṇa consciousness? If you are, everything is okay. If you're not happy, if you're not enthusiastic to serve, something's wrong. Because the soul by nature is fully enthusiastic to serve. And only when that service is 24/7 does the soul become fully satisfied. So yeah, then when we are starting to lose that, then we can reflect. What is it? Am I eating too much? Am I sleeping too much? Am I too critical of others? Am I intolerant? Am I not practicing the process properly? There may be different things that one can reflect on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Prabhupada used to say, if you're not happy, you're in Maya. And that's the fact. Kṛṣṇa consciousness immediately brings you to a stage of some kind of peace and happiness, immediately, as soon as you start. And then it grows from there if you continue in the right way.
Marge, and when you said, the Prabhupada said that if you're not happy, that means you're in Maya, does that mean that because we are losing enthusiasm?
That could be one of the reasons. But what is the cause of losing your enthusiasm? One of the reasons why you start losing your enthusiasm, you start thinking the activities of devotional service are about me. And you put yourself in the center and you perform your activities. Well, I like this, I don't like this, I'll serve here, I'll serve with. In other words, it's about me. And then after a while, when the reciprocation doesn't come, then we start thinking, well, then we start reflecting something is wrong. Take yourself out of the center. That's being in the center means my material life. Material life means I'm the center and everything is for my enjoyment. Spiritual life means Kṛṣṇa is the center and everything around me is to be used in his service. That's the difference.
Maharaj, when again, devotees, if you have questions, please do raise your hand. It's such a beautiful topic that my mind is asking more questions. Maharaj, when you were speaking about the pastime, how because Krishna sensed a little bit of pride in Radharani, then he disappeared and she was hanging on the branch. And I was thinking of, wow, I could speak for myself. I'm still hanging on the branch because I thought that I'm the controller. Marge, how can we develop the mood of not feeling special? Wow, I'm getting all this attention in devotional service or while performing service.
Be grateful for the fact you can serve. How many people actually have the opportunity for devotional service? Those who do should be grateful for it. Grateful means you're receiving something from someone else or and then you're thankful for that. Just like if somebody does something for you, you become grateful towards them and then you want to reciprocate. So we want to serve in a way to show our gratefulness for the mercy that was given to us by so we can be able to engage in devotional service. Be grateful. Not be a great fool, but be grateful.
Yes, Maharaj. Wow. I was just really caught by this pastime, how, Krishna just sensed a little bit of pride in Radharani, and he just disappeared. And of course, I'm thinking much because it's a pastime that the Lord is it's his Lila. I'm thinking that he's trying to teach us that pride is not at all attractive to the Lord. Absolutely not.
No. It's not. Pride, they say in the Christian tradition, pride goeth before the fall.
Yes.
So it also applies in our tradition. The 6 enemies of the mind, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, mada, and matsarya. So lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. So pride is translated as mada. But what is the translation in English of mada? It's not pride, but it indicates pride. What's the actual translation? Sri Devi should know that one.
Madness.
Madness. Yeah, so mada means madness. So if you're proud, you're mad.
Wow.
Means you're adopting something that isn't true.
Wow.
But pride isn't not so easy to, relinquish, because there are many ways that one can adopt pride. Pride in being born in a good family, pride in being good looking, pride being very educated, pride in being wealthy. The pride of wealth is the greatest of all prides, and that's mentioned also. Pride in accomplishments, and other persons notice the accomplishments and they They glorify you for your success. Or His Holiness Radhanath Swami used to say, when you do something in Krishna consciousness and everyone says, oh, well done, you did good, you should know you're in a dangerous position right there.
Amazing, Maharaj.
Yeah, because even Krishna will glorify his devotee if they do something like that. So he even helps you become proud.
The Lord is a trickster.
But he doesn't do it that way. He just wants to reciprocate your activities. But you're not meant to accept it as a personal glorification. You're meant to accept it as an opportunity to pass it on to your spiritual master, to the association of devotees, and even to the Lord himself. We take credit, but if you study the actual principle of activity, you'll find there are 5 factors of action. It's mentioned in the Gita. And one of them is you. The other 4 are not you. And so we're 1/5 of every activity.
Thank you, Maharaj. Wow, very deep topic. Thank you. Shivakumar, you're up next.
But we become happy just by service. That's the point. It's not that we need to be glorified to be happy. We'll be happy by serving. Service makes you happy. Service is the principle of enjoyment. Susukham kartam avyayam. We don't have to look for happiness in some false way. It's already there in Krishna consciousness. But when we're not Krishna conscious or not feeling Krishna conscious, maybe we look to replace that emptiness with something different, something material.
Thank you, Maharaj. Wow, very deep.
And last point is that even if you don't feel happy, don't look for something outside. Just be like the Chautauqua bird. You know what the Chautauqua bird is?
No.
The bird it's a bird that flies close to the clouds. And it only drinks the water directly when the cloud gives water. Even though if the bird is thirsty, he won't go to anywhere else to get water. He'll wait for that cloud. So it says devotees are like Chautauqua birds. If Krishna doesn't provide, even if they don't feel, the happiness in Krishna consciousness, still they remain fixed in their service, knowing in due course of time, Krishna will give his mercy.
Wow. Really deep. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Shivakumar, you can go right on with your question.
Thank you, Mathurā. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the devotees. So, Maharaj, one question I have on this topic, Maharaj, that something that I am personally struggling. The moment I take myself out of the center and keep Krishna in the center and try to do service to please Krishna, it seems the immediate response from the mind is, you are taking the material pleasure from me, and so it's leaning towards austerity, detachment, and kind of rejecting, staying away, and finding the devotee relationships to be a little difficult and things like that, Maharaj. So it's like when I take away my senses from sense engagement for my pleasure, the mind's response is to reject the happiness from the spiritual life also as a retaliation for us in trying to take it away from the sense objects for our own pleasure. So how can we deal with that?
Bhaktisiddhanta says your mind is a non-devotee. He says it. So don't associate with that guy. Or if you have to associate, preach to him and make him a devotee. Do we have a listing of the Manashiksha prayers by Raghunath Das Goswami? Do you have that, Mataji? Is she still there or she left?
No, my accept my humble obeisances. So close to see Prabhupada since he's left to go to online work. I don't have it. I'm just filling in right now. I don't know whether Sri Devi or somebody else may have it. If they do, I can make a co-host so you can pull it up.
One prayer called Manashiksha by it's actually by Raghunath Das Goswami. Well, anyway, I'll just summarize. Each of the verses, which are 11 verses, plus a Falastuti verse, which is the verse that glorifies all of the other verses. Raghunath Das Goswami, he's talking to his mind. He's directing his mind away from certain things and towards certain things. And you know, just read those prayers. It's called Mana Shiksha. Shiksha means instructions. Mana means mind. Instructions to the mind. And last year we did our meeting, disciples meeting, and we made that text the focus of the discussion. It was really interesting too. Those 11 verses. And then, of course, devotees have taken that and let's see, have given purports and discussions on it. Many persons have spoken about that, and I think the acharyas, I'm trying to think of the acharyas that spoke on those verses. I think so. Yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur spoke about those verses, Manashiksha.
Okay. Yes, Maharaj.
Instructions to the mind. So if you think your mind is you, then you're going to go wherever that mind tells you. But you have to realize the mind is a conditioned element of a sum total of all of your experiences, desires, thoughts, emotions, that has come in a cumulative way after so many lives. And the present state of our mind is working with the present situation here and accepting and rejecting based on what is pleasing and what is not pleasing. Mind doesn't want to do something, but the Shastras say I should do something. I should do it. So I don't listen to my mind. To spiritual master, I listen to Kṛṣṇa. Listen to Shastra.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maharaj. I'll read and listen to the lectures on the Manashiksha. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to evaluate the thoughts of the mind as they come and see if they're in line with devotional activities or even moral activities. And not just simply let the mind, carry on. So it says that a sadhu, a sage, watches his mind. Some people's minds are slow and thoughtful. Other people's minds are fast and thoughtful. Some people's minds are slow and no thoughts. And some people's minds are fast and really dangerous. So the speed of the mind is different from different people. And of course, the speed of your mind may also be due to circumstances that you're in. You'll see when different people preach, some people just preach, And other people are very careful to choose the words they want to say, and then make their presentation based on choice thoughts. When you really feel you're into something, you can just continue to speak. But when you have to deal with something that's a little more difficult, you become a little more thoughtful to make sure you understand what you're saying is in line with what is needed to be said. So watch your mind. Don't allow your mind to take you where it wants to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And when you're
Thank you, Maharaj.
not active, you're not speaking, always be chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And that way the mind is always engaged.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. We all need that. The mind plays games with us. Hare Krishna.
One devotee came up to me the other day. He's a very senior devotee. He's a brahmachari. He's been preaching for at least 30 some years. He kept saying, you know, the mind, it's another person. Kept saying it over and over again. And I was saying, yeah, it can be. I didn't really get into the way he was saying it. He was saying, it's actually another person. But it's not. It's our conditioned nature, that's all.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Smarati, you're on next. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, on the topic of services, so how much is enough service? Or sometimes we get burnt out in taking up so many services. But one devotee told me that you should have some time for yourself. But I am afraid that if I have time for myself, I may not do Krishna conscious activities. I may do something else, like social media or TV or talking something nonsense or like that. So I'm afraid that I'll fall into those things if I don't have service much. So how to balance, Guru Maharaj? Like,
when he started the movement, he kept everyone fully engaged because he knew if we didn't do it, we would be causing trouble somewhere. So, but after a while, when you start accepting Krishna consciousness and it's clear what Krishna consciousness is, then you can plan your day in such a way as to fulfill it with activity, but you don't burn out. Burning out means I set a standard and I can't keep up with that standard. That's one reason. Another reason to burn out is that I'm serving, but I don't really like what I'm doing.
oh,
I'm doing it because I have to do it. And therefore, I don't fully surrender to the service. It's done, what we say, begrudgingly or mechanically. So plan your day. Sometimes even in planning, we find there's things that come up. Like I went to the temple today, I thought, let me, so, and then all of a sudden people are giving me, hey, can you come here? Can you go here? I want you to come on to the Harinam in the villages in Bengal. Here's my number, make sure you call me. I'm serious. Here's the number I got this morning. Not willingly, but you catch me at a certain mood, I say yes to everything. Catch me at another mood, I say no to everything. You catch me in my right mood, I'll say maybe to everything. So yeah, and there's people, devotees will always, hey, they'll look for somebody who is doing services and they'll think, oh, because, you know, Prabhupada used to say, if you want to get something done, ask a busy man. Because he's so busy, he knows how to do things. Therefore, he can add to it. But if you ask somebody who's not doing anything to do something, they'll say, I have no time. Really?
But Gurmaj, can we say no to the service? Like, even though we have the desire to do, but we don't have that much capacity to do.
Someone asked me for some service today. It was a big thing. He wanted me to do a whole big thing. I said, I'll take what you got and I'll pass it on to someone who I know can do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I told him, I said, I just can't do it.
Hmm.
I don't have the time, nor is it my particular mood that I wanted to get into. So you just have to be polite and refuse. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Get angry because someone asks something ridiculous, because that happens all the time. We just say, I have no time, or, you know, I'll try to do it, or, you know, something that doesn't give a definite affirmative, so which binds you. I've been caught many times by saying things that I'm going to do, and then when the time comes, something else came up that's more important, and I had to change, and then I have to apologize for saying I can't make it. It becomes a problem. So yeah, you just have to be pretty much be aware that if someone is giving you more service, you have to think, do it or not.
Okay. Yes, Gurmaj. Sure.
It's not about how much service you're doing, it's about your consciousness. It's not service conscious, it's Kṛṣṇa conscious. Service consciousness helps you to become Kṛṣṇa conscious. But service, if if we're minimizing our sadhana and do service, after a while the service will become difficult and burdensome. We have to have a balance between sadhana and service, healthy balance.
Yes, Gurmaj. Yeah, if I take up service beyond my capacity, then I get into anxiety and it will affect my health. So a lot of things happen. So that's why, and also as you said, like my sadhana, yeah, will be tight.
You got a lot of service, you get sick or you can't do it, then you wind up doing less in the long run anyway.
Yes, Gurmaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Damodar, please unmute yourself. Yeah. Not hearing anything yet.
Can you hear me now?
It's better, yeah.
You're too far away, get closer.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this plan. But the topic of one of the services I like is serving
Richard, you're gonna have to re-explain what he says, because it's just echoing, that's all it's doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of echo. Try speaking slowly also so we can pick up the words.
I think the Sridevi Mataji can go ahead and I will just join from.
Sure, and then adjust your situation. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sridevi Mataji, please unmute yourself. Sure.
Thank you, Parikshit Prabhu. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is a very, very deep and very important subject matter. I'm so glad, just like Rishabha Prabhu saying, that this is so wonderful, this discussion, because it's so important for our spiritual life. I have a question regarding consciousness. I find that in the temple room, because the spiritual energy is so high and we are all focused, it is very easy to be completely absorbed in the kirtan, in the sorry, in the offering of our love and devotion to Srila Prabhupada during Guru Puja, during Guru Ashtakam. We are deep in meditation on those beautiful words of the spiritual masters. But that same mood of absorption, loving devotion, you come out of the temple and then you're dealing with the material energy. There's so many things coming and so many things to do, and we are not actively thinking of Krishna. We are not active. We are thinking of, oh, I have to cross the road. Oh, I have to buy vegetables. Oh, I have to go to the hospital, whatever it may be. And we are conscious only of the task at hand and how to do it. So, is it that Krishna, I mean, have we forgotten Krishna as we are going about our services? Is that what it is, or we should still try to remember Krishna even as we are carrying out all those activities?
There's a sense of happiness and satisfaction and peace, even though you're not doing anything, what we say, relevant, such as doing ordinary things. If you remember Krishna, it doesn't matter. I feel there's a satisfaction that comes with that because you're still connected. So we should practice that when we come out of the temple of the, as you say, the high energy mood. Carry that energy with you and start thinking of Krishna while you're doing the activities you're doing. If they're spiritual activities, then that is as good as remembering Krishna. If it's the activities that we need to do to maintain our body, then okay. But the thing is, we're not trying to, what we say, always be, what we say, energized and all the time. We're simply happy to think about how to serve at every moment. Devotees satisfied because they're just thinking, oh, I'm doing this service, and then I'll do this service, and then I'll go on and do this service. So they're happy with that because they're serving. It becomes appreciating your duty, liking your duty, not just doing.
I'm just happiest in the temple room because the spiritual energy is so high, and devotees are chanting, devotees are singing, dancing. It's really the spiritual world. So that atmosphere, it's not possible outside, obviously. But if we are trying to constantly remember Krishna, even as we are doing our services, that's same as being in the temple. Is that correct understanding?
Comparable. Maybe not the same experience, but it's comparable. It's Krishna conscious. Don't always, don't, if you think yourself the enjoyer, you're going to have a problem. If you think yourself a servant, you don't have any problem. Because you're just thinking of service, that's how to serve. And that's our position. So you're getting so much spiritual happiness inside the temple with all of the high energy. All right, that's nice. Chant, dance, and experience, but when you come out, just think how to serve. That's all. You're not dependent on that energy to keep you serving. It's your duty to serve. You're in the mood of being in the enjoyer. So if you're enjoying in the temple, but when you get out, you're not enjoying. So it's a cheating method.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Very sobering. You must remember that only Krishna is the enjoyer. Thank you so much. My obeisances.
I came out of the temple today. I mean, we had a powerful kirtan today. Oh, it was really Guru Puja was off the wall. under the wall, over the wall, on the ceiling, around the building. And then when I came out, I met some devotees, and we just started talking. And I was even more happy talking to the devotees afterwards. So it wasn't like, oh, I have to run back to the temple to be happy.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Everywhere I go, do you have, how many expansions do you have?
Just one time.
Huh?
Just one time.
Just one expansion, okay.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Okay. Damodar, I see you. Sorry, Maharaj, if you wanted to say something else?
I sent the
Okay.
in the chat
Oh, there is in the chat, Parikshit, there is that Manashiksha prayers. Maybe
Yeah, I can.
we post it, and we can just go through it. Instructions to the mind.
Okay. I clicked on it, so it's pulled it up. Can you guys see it?
No.
Not yet.
If no, then I'll have to share. Hang on a second.
Else I could just read them. That's all right.
Oh, I can read them? Okay.
I have them right here.
It's okay, the text and also in Sanskrit and also the English. Do you have a preference, Maharaj?
Yeah, I have it right here. I have the person who sent it is right here.
Okay.
Oh, we have to get the English translation. So I'm not gonna read them. So I'll just read part of it. First verse, O mind, I grasp your feet and beg you with sweet words, please cast away all hypocrisy and develop intense and unprecedented love for my spiritual master. And then he goes on. Verse number 2. O mind, don't concern yourself with the pious and impious deeds described in the Vedas. Rather, intently serve Sri Sri Radha Krishna and Braj. These are part of the verse. Next one. O mind, just listen to me. If you desire to reside in Braj birth after birth, if you desire to directly serve the divine youthful couple, there with great attraction, then it goes on to explain. I'm just reading half the verse. O mind, give up friendship with non-devotees, which is nothing but a prostitute who steals the treasure of your heart, your desire to serve Radha Krishna. And he goes on to chast, don't listen to talks of impersonal liberation. And then he goes on. O minds, the highway of lust and his friends have bound me around the neck with painful, horrible, powerful ropes of many wicked deeds. O mind, please scream out to the devotees of Krishna, the killer of Baka. I'm being killed. And then please save me. Oh mind, this is the one really powerful. Why do you burn us both by bathing in the urine trickling from the ass of great deviance and hypocrisy? Why do you bathe in donkey urine? Yeah, actually it's donkey urine. So he's talking to his mind. Oh mind, constantly serve my spiritual master, leader of all the devotees. That's another one. Next one. Oh my, with words choked with emotion, worship Lord Girihari. Oh my, please meditate on Krishna, the moon of the Vraja forest. Goes on. Oh my, please worship Lord Hari's beloved Radha with the splendor of her beauty. Oh mine, in order to attain the direct service of the two divine lovers. And he goes on. These 11 excellent instructions to the mind grant all spiritual benedictions. A person who stays with the devotees, follows Srila Rupa Goswami, and with sweet voice loudly sings these 11 verses will attain the matchless jewel of direct service to Sri Sri Radha and Kṛṣṇa in the forest of Gokūl. So this is called Manashiksha, instructions to the mind. He cajoles his mind, he chastises his mind, he speaks sweet words to his mind, he begs his mind. Different ways you can, approach your mind. Oh, mind, I am listening to Swami Candramauli's class right now, but there is some pizza that is getting cold, and I hope he finishes the class really soon. So pizza before it gets cold, and then I have to reheat it, and that'll make it worse because I have to wait. So, oh, mind. So there's,
Mine is a rascal.
Oh, mind. Why do I have to listen to this class? My friend said, go on this class, but now I'm wishing to get off. But if I get off, then they'll chastise me for getting off. So, oh mind, let me stay here, but please make me happy while I'm staying here, please, mind. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can say to your mind. Oh mind, I'm trying to chant the holy names of the Lord, but you're coming up with all of these different thoughts. It's just distracting my attention away from the holy name. Don't you understand, mind? Me and you are in the same position. Whatever you do, I benefit, and whatever I do, you benefit. So do everything for my benefit, and I'll do everything for your benefit. Yeah. I prayed like that this morning. My mind was just like, hey, man, I'm out of here. And I'm saying, I said, you're not going anywhere. Come back. So I had to really beat him this morning, and I won. I actually won. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's not so easy. But don't let your mind control you. You have to control the mind. That's why sometimes you talk, sometimes you pray to the great souls, the spiritual masters, to the Lord, to help you get the mercy you need to focus your attention in devotional service. You have to.
Yeah.
Kṛṣṇa speaks a whole chapter in the Bhagavad Gita on the nature of the mind. The 6th chapter is called Dhyana
Yoga.
Dhyana Yoga.
Dhyana Yoga. Yeah.
Everything is about the mind. The mind's your best friend, the mind's your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Make the mind a friend by engaging in the service of your best friend, Sri Kṛṣṇa.
Yeah.
Don't let your mind rule you. I mean, some of us have really powerful minds, and it feels like we're really fighting an indefeatable enemy, but still you can't give in. Otherwise, giving in means, you lose. The mind is just what it is. That's why, what does Prabhupada say? He quotes Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. This actually works. Sounds a little ephemeral, maybe, or ridiculous. I don't know. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati says, when you wake up in the morning, then you beat your mind with shoes 100 times. And before you take rest at night, you beat your mind with broomstick 100 times. He said, only then can you control your mind. So take a pair of shoes, but maybe slippers. Don't use combat boots. But beat your mind. I've seen devotees do that. They take a pair of shoes and they start smacking their heads. I did that a few times, and I realized my head got a headache, so I decided to give up that. But yeah, so I like Raghunath Das Goswami's program of talking to the mind and trying to reason with the rascal. But when you're married, you have to deal with somebody else's mind, and then that's even harder.
Opening a can of worms.
It's like that.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so it's all about controlling the mind and the senses and directing it towards devotional activities, and not allowing it to direct you where else to go. So when you're doing ordinary things, think of Krishna, just chant the holy names. You can chant softly, you can chant even silently, but somehow or other keep yourself connected. The more you stay connected, the easier it is. The less you stay connected, then every time you do want to connect, it becomes hard.
Thank you, Maharaj. Wonderful advice. Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. All
You
glories
sound
to
clear. Yeah, it's very clear now.
Maharaj, thank you for such a nice class and reminding us that how important service is and a lot of aspects about it. And to do services that we like. So one of the service that I like is driving you around in Pennsylvania. So I'm waiting for you to come to Harrisburg. So the car is also here. Driver is also here. Please come soon. I have a question that you said that, like, again, to the point that do some services which make you happy. But in the temples where there is a small congregation, it's not always possible that we are able to do the services which make us happy. Maybe like the amount of services that make us happy will be lesser. We are not able to expand on them, and we have to do the services that we are, like, just doing it maybe mechanically, or for the sake that the temple has to run. So, in such cases, what is your advice?
Well, I think you took my statement and you applied it differently. I was saying to people who are not doing service, just to get them started, they should do something they like. But if you're doing service and you have some obligation, then it's not a matter of liking or not liking, it's your duty.
Okay, Maharaj.
Yeah. But I was just talking about people who want to get started. So start somewhere, something you
Yeah.
like, and that'll get you used to doing service.
Yeah.
But when you have regular service, then whatever comes, you do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Everyone has to do their duty. Duty on the material level, there's duty on the spiritual level, there's duty. Duty is there.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thank you very
Prabhu,
much.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
This is not exactly related to service, but something that Maharaj said in the class. Maharaj, you said that the queens of Krishna in Dwarka are also like manifestations of gopis from Vrindavan. We also hear that they were sages in the previous life. So I wanted to understand how we put these two, put these two things in context.
Well, there are 6 categories of gopis. Rishi-chari gopis were the sages of Dandikaranya forest who were worshippers of Lord Ram. But they wanted to worship Kṛṣṇa as gopis, so they performed austerities and got the opportunity from gopis. And so Rishi-chari gopis, but there are 6 categories of gopis. The queens are expansions of the gopis in Vrindavan who wanted to be with Kṛṣṇa when Kṛṣṇa left Vrindavan, so they gave up their bodies as gopis and manifested themselves as queens. Each of the queens was a particular gopi. Candramauli was Rukmini. She began as Rukmini. Radharani came as Satyabhama. So that's a special Lila. That's discussed by in the books of Shivaram Maharaj. He talks about that, but he's referring to different scriptures by the Goswamis. But there are billions and billions of gopis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Any final questions? Devotees?
I think we reached an hour and a half. That's pretty much.
Yeah, hour and a half. Well, are you can you have time to do some japa, or should we call it quits now at this point?
Japa or quits? Let's see which one is.
Another manashiksha? I don't know.
Well, I'm sitting here with 6 illustrious Vaishnavas, and if they give their approval of either one, will accept. So, japa or quits? She says japa, 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 quits. Huh? Japa or quits? Japa. Japa.
What is that?
Do something else.
Okay.
Do something else? Yeah. And well, you're outnumbered anyway. I'm so lazy. Can you get my beats? All right, so we had a majority vote here, and we came to the point of japa. So I'll do 2 rounds, and after I finish 2 rounds, I'll just disappear from the call.
Okay. Sridevi and Smarati, I made you co-host, so if you want to pull up the wonderful Radha Krishna pictures, either one of you can do that. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so anybody want to purify their hands? And crucify rupees for a score. Pass it to the other devotees unless they don't want it. Okay, Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.